Welcome, wanderers of the void, to abyss of horror. Tonight the candles flicker lower, the shadows stretch longer, and something else listens just beyond the veil. Gather close, but not too close. You never know what might follow you back into the light. This tale was sent to us by one of our loyal subscribers, who lives in the rust-bitten reaches of Pennsylvania. A quiet town, a quiet life, until something answered back that never should have spoken. Gather close, and let's begin. Renee had brought the board. Not a cheap cardboard toy from a store shelf, but an old wooden slab she claimed belonged to her great-grandmother. It smelled like rot and damp paper. The letters were hand-painted, chipped, and peeling. The planchette was an ornate triangle of dark wood with a yellowed glass eye in the center. It had weight. Age. Jess remembered asking, "Why do we need the candles?" And Renee had simply said, "The board listens better in the dark." They set the scene, 4 red candles, one at each corner, casting long shadows that danced across the basement walls. Each of them placed a finger on the planchette. Jared laughed, brushing it off as dumb, but his hand trembled slightly. Renee started the session. Is anyone there? Silence. We invite you to speak. Stillness. Then a scrape. The planchette twitched beneath their fingers. Just a nudge, a hiccup of movement. Jared swore he didn't do it, and Cam backed him up. Jess felt her gut twist, but said nothing. The pointer began to move. Smoothly, surely. Y-E-S. They all stared at each other. Something had answered. Cam tried to laugh, but it cracked halfway out. Jess, heart pounding, spoke next. "What's your name?" The board spelled it slowly. M-I-R-A. They asked mundane things at first. How did Mira die? F-I-R-E. Was she from this town? Y-E-S. How old was she? 16. Her answers were clipped, mechanical, too quick. But the tone shifted when Jess asked, "Are you alone?" The planchette shot to N-O. The basement seemed to drop in temperature. Jess could see her breath puff in the candlelight. The shadows no longer danced. They stood still, listening. "Who's with you?" The planchette moved violently. H-I-M. A pause. Then more. H-E-W-A-N-T-S-Y-O-U. A candle went out. Just one. The far left one, closest to Jared. The darkness seemed to pulse. Jared stood up. "Screw this," he muttered, rubbing his arms. "I'm not doing this anymore." He stepped back, and the second candle snuffed itself out. No wind, no breath. It just died. Renee screamed, knocking over the board. The planchette rolled, glass eye staring upward like it was seeing something above them. Something they couldn't. Jess remembers the sensation then, like someone sliding an ice cube slowly down her spine. An invisible pressure against her chest, as if unseen fingers were pressing down. They scrambled to leave the circle, but Renee shouted, "We have to close it. We have to say goodbye." In chaos, no one listened. The candles burned out. The light overhead wouldn't turn on. And Jess saw something, just for a breath. In the far corner of the basement, the darkness moved wrong, not like a shadow. Not like something cast, but something formed. A human shape, too tall, its limbs all just a little too long, head cocked at a sickening angle, like it was studying her. Then it was gone. After that night, things changed. Jared was in a car accident 2 days later. He survived but swore he saw a tall man standing in the middle of the road before he swerved. No one else saw it. Cam started having dreams. The same one every night. He'd wake up with scratch marks down his back and the taste of ash in his mouth. He dropped out of school not long after, started seeing a therapist, then stopped answering messages. Renee became obsessed with the board, said it was calling to her. She started locking herself in her room, speaking under her breath to no one. Jess visited once and found drawings covering Renee's walls. Figures with blank faces and contorted limbs. Over and over, one word scribbled in red marker. Him. Then came the worst part. Jess started hearing things. At first it was just whispers when the house was quiet. Then it escalated. Footsteps on the basement stairs. Her name scratched softly against her window from the inside. Her dog refused to enter the basement and barked at corners of the room that stood empty. The board had never been closed. The door had been opened, and something walked through. Jess tried everything. Sage, prayers, destroying the board, but the board never burned. It wouldn't catch fire, wouldn't break, and the glass eye always pointed toward her. She sent us her story, desperate for someone to believe her. She doesn't sleep anymore. Says when she closes her eyes, she dreams of a fire and a girl with no eyes whispering, "He wants you." Jess ends her message with a warning. Never use the board. Never forget to say goodbye. And if you see him, run. If you've made it this far, brave souls, I commend your endurance. But be warned, not all stories stay on the screen. Some watch. If your candle flickers unexpectedly tonight, if you hear scratching behind your walls, if you dream of fire, remember Jess's words. And whatever you do, don't answer back. Like this tale if it gripped your spine and dragged you into the dark. Subscribe to Stay With Us in the Shadows, where truth and terror walk hand in hand. Now tell us, have you ever played with a Ouija board? Have you ever forgotten to say goodbye? Comment below with your thoughts or your own story, if you dare. And write Jordan he wants you in the comments to show you heard Jess's warning, and you're still here. Still listening. Still watching. Until next time, keep your lights on, but not too bright. They hate that.